Uh, okay, we're ready. So welcome to our info session with Empower CZ and the UNYP Career Services Office. Uh, my clicker is not working. Anyway, can you press the present button or something? It is. Okay, now it's working. Beautiful. So Empower CZ, what are we? Empower CZ is a platform that we created for our capstone project. And essentially what we work to do is we want to provide international students with English speaking volunteering and work opportunities. So we do that through social media platforms. So on each of your desks, there's a scanning QR code and it leads to our link tree. On our link tree, you can find our WhatsApp, our Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, anything you can think of, we have. On our link tree, there's also links to the specific websites we work for. So you can just like click and get onto the websites page. So yeah, make sure you join the link tree, follow our account, and essentially that's what we do. And we're hoping that since as students, it's sometimes difficult for us to find opportunities, we're hoping that we can make it easier for you guys in the future. So what is our work with the UNYP Career Services Office? So we're working with the UNYP Career Services and Miss Ivana here to provide you guys with a network of opportunities. You guys can see the network on each of your desks also, and we're going to go through it and explain what it means. Career-related resources. These resources are available on both our platform as well as the Career Services Office. So you can book appointments. They have an internal job portal. Again, we'll get to that as we go on. And tips and guides on how you can further work with your careers and just generally build experience. So now I'm going to hand it over to our guest speaker, Ms. Ivana, and then she's going to explain ahead what goes on. No worries.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. This is probably the fullest that I've ever had the auditorium besides one session. So thank you so much for making an effort. It's always nice to see that people are interested, but all the credits really need to go to a wonderful capstone group over here. This is their project. They made it all happen in collaboration with me, but the lead, the initiative, and the project really belongs to these young ladies over here. Before we get started, I just wanted to see and ask, who is freshman? Do we have any freshmen here? Anybody for the first time? Oh, welcome. So far, so good. Yeah, you like it?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody who is looking for a job actively and is not being successful? Okay. Well, I really hope that I can give you maybe some ideas. I don't have a magic wand. I just spend some time putting resources for you together, especially from the perspective of international students. We have different kind of international students at university, and I talk different kind from a perspective that really depends on where you are coming from and what kind of program you are enrolled in that really navigates your ability to get into the or penetrate the labor market. Does that make sense? Do we have any third country nationals here without the EU citizenship? Okay, and not enrolled in Czech accredited program. So non-EU and non-Czech accreditation.
That's the nostrification. So if you haven't had your nostrification.
Your program that you are enrolled in, right? It can be only American, only Czech, or has dual accreditation. Seems like everybody is actually in the safe zone now, because there is that one small group that could potentially have a hard time from the perspective that they cannot legally work in Czech Republic. So since you answered my questions and I couldn't see that there was that overlap of non-EU and non-Czech accreditation, I think everybody in the room is safe. And we came out here today because I am having a hard time reaching you students. I work really very hard to create and build these opportunities and information for you. However, I don't know whether you don't know about me, you don't know about the department, or the time just doesn't work really well for us to meet or to share the experiences. So thank you to the capstone group again for bringing you out here. And I would like to start and open this presentation by just talking a little bit about why we are here, why we do what we do, and why you should be thinking about your career. Have you started thinking about your careers as a freshman? Like early on, why did that happen? Why are you thinking about it? Already, why don't you wait till like year 3, year 4? Okay, so I'm actually very happy to hear that you are thinking about it early on, because really it takes time to understand the space in which you will be studying and hopefully working, in the near future. The labor market is changing. Everything is evolving around us, and it's evolving at a pretty high rate, which means with the evolving I go the other way. With the evolving societies, also our skills need to evolve. It is not only we need new skills, we need to develop new skills, but we need to also develop them at a very different rate. We went from the time of industrial society, late 90s and early 2000 information society, and right now we are in a post-information society that is really controlled by automation, by machine economy, hyperconnectivity, and hyperintelligence. Hyper means elaborated and also moving ahead a lot faster, developing and bringing new ideas, new solutions only if we have those right skills. What the skills are actually looking like? Let me jump right over here. So this is from World Economic Forum. The upper right hand corner over here is basically just the basic skills that we anticipate will need to develop rather sooner than later if you want to be successful after you leave these walls, right? Means the classroom. One of the big ones, and we already know AI and data, technological literacy, digital literacy, creative thinking. But creative thinking, there is a really very interesting subgroup that they called cyber creativity, which means it's a skill of knowing how to use the digital tools and platforms and other technology in order to create new ideas. Leadership and social influences, well, that falls into the category of soft skills. At this stage of your career, meaning you're still a student and you are trying and working and developing your skills, what's important when you are applying for a job or looking for the roles, what's important for you to know is that employers are looking for employment ready students or fresh graduates. Employment ready from a perspective of having at least basic digital competence. So having an idea about at least the basic AI concepts and some tools that you can use and you can apply in the working space to bring some efficiencies and help the companies, understand that you have basic knowledge and you have ability to learn. Soft skills, attitude versus aptitude. So at this stage, they want to see that you have a capacity to learn, to move forward, that you have good soft skills, that you are motivated, you want to do it, that you are driven, you can think creatively. So those are the skills that you need to be also developing yourself. So when you finish, you are basically ready. You have at least that foundation that each employer is expecting. The diploma is not enough. Is not enough. And therefore, I am working really very hard to build a portfolio of those opportunities. So as you study here for 3 or 4 years, you should start early on, understanding, figuring out the market, getting in. Example, for free. It's very hard to get very well paid job as a freshman in a department of psychology, for example. But there are opportunities, they are not maybe related to your field of studies, but still can give you those valuable lessons and experiences that you can build off from. I think that we can actually go back to your slides now, where we've developed this map of experiences or ways in which you can actually start immersing yourself in that professional landscape here in Prague. I know the map is overwhelming. I have a document that has every single line item, has a link to it. It's a little bit better organized, and I will be happy to share the document with everybody who is here today. So there are no links, there are no resources. I have everything ready for you in the document, and I'll be happy to share that with you. Okay, can we move maybe to the next step? Before we start talking about all of this, do we have any questions about what I said thus far? Okay, so I would like to start with the resources that I maintain here at the university. One of the biggest resources we have for job search is UNYP internal job portal. This is a portal just for us, for UNIP student, and you can enter it through Airtables and e-learning. That the job portal receives the job opportunities and vacancies directly from the companies that we work or partner with. Again, when I share the document, there will be a simple link. You'll click on it and you will get right into that job portal. There is a variety of opportunities. The largest group of vacancies we have are internships, unpaid internships, but they can be very, very valuable. One unpaid internship can really lead to something more, to so much more than just a pay. It can be the right company, it can be new connection, and through that new doors can open. UNIP alumni, we do have and hold a database of about 12,000 alumni, if I am not mistaken. The alumni space is ran by our Student Life Office. Alumni are actually a wonderful connector between the academia and industry. They've been here, they know what it is, they can serve as a mentor, they can help you navigate your career path also from your from the perspective of the field of studies, right? And we can definitely match you up with someone who's been through the same program and was, integrating himself over time to the working space here in Prague. You just need to ask, just let us know. But we definitely do have a group of alumni that are very active, that we work with, and I'll be more than happy to find a way how to connect you with someone from the group if you are interested. I have created and established a LinkedIn page, LinkedIn group. It's a closed group only for UNIP students. I am very active on that LinkedIn group. You need to have your own LinkedIn account to do that. I am very active on the group. Every day I post vacancies, opportunities, some that don't get to the internal job portal. They get into my inbox and then I share it on the LinkedIn and also WhatsApp group. I created these two avenues because I was trying to reach you guys in a short period of time. Sending an emails, by the time you open up the email, you might not get the information. Students, they are very active on WhatsApp, and some of the students that I work with are very active already on LinkedIn as they are trying to immerse themselves in that professional space here. It's virtual space, but there is a lot that you can do on LinkedIn. I'll be more than happy to dig into the LinkedIn with you. When you schedule a meeting with me, we can go over these options in a greater detail. I just have very little time right now to give you all the in and outs. Career Expo. Every year UNIP puts on a Career Expo. It is a 3-day event. First 2 days, we invite the companies over here so they can share, who they are, where they come from, how big, how small, what are the current openings at the companies. And also many companies now are creating a program that are specifically aimed at students, and they are building that way their talent pipeline. So when they get over here and they do the presentation, they usually have a list of available positions, and quite often you can actually apply or submit the resume during the visit over here at the university. The third day, third out of the last day, is job fair. So the companies actually come out over here. It's a typical job fair where you have companies in auditorium, in library, and I think because we have a greater interest in participation than last year, we are going to add one more space so we can host as many as I can fit at the university. One. Erasmus Plus. This September, we have also kicked off the Erasmus Plus work placement program, which means basically international internships. If you are interested in participating in international internship listed by my office, there is a certain procedure to it, but basically work placement through Erasmus Plus program is European Union funded work exchange. It is covered by the European Union funds. It is precisely calculated every month of your work based on the location, means the country to which you would travel for that work exchange. It is a fantastic way to get an experience, put it on your CV, but you need to look at it from a perspective of gaining that international feel, that global feel or vibe. You are somewhere on your own, very different, and this is a skill in itself that will be very helpful for you as you are moving along. Has anybody done any international internships or did some kind of international work between the academic years during the summer? Not yet?
I have.
Okay.
I went to Hungary with the similar program. Yeah. And it was really nice. I stayed for like 3 weeks and I had to take care of the nature and children. And
there are many programs, shorter, longer. There is also a program for fresh graduates that is called a traineeship, Erasmus Plus traineeship. But if you are interested in that program, we need to get all the paperwork done, signed, and agreed on before your graduation date. This is the only reason. If you are in your last year of studies, not last semester, last year of studies, we have to start taking care of that, let's say in February, March, so you are ready and done, everything is signed before you actually finish the school. Young Entrepreneur Program is really good program for those that are business minded, that they have great idea, they want to develop that idea, and they can do it again in the international space under the supervision of a mentor that works in the same industry or space as you would like to develop your business in. So they are also entrepreneurs, business owners that will spend time kind of navigating your own business idea under their guidance. Dům zahraniční spolupráce, it's a house of a kind of international collaboration. That's what it's called. They are launching a really nice a platform that unites everything student related, from micro-credential database that you can actually choose from through their scholarships, the ways and possibilities of studying in Czech Republic. It is called Studuj na VS, means like study at a university in Czech Republic. I think that I have a link a little bit further down Okay, job portals. So besides the opportunities that I shared through UNYP and what I've established and what we are currently offering over here, you can do a lot of work on your own. Job portals, I pick those that are really super successful, and some of them focus 100% on expats, which means you don't need to have Czech or Slovak language in order to work. These are the most useful one or frequently used ones. And then if somebody is enrolled in a program of international relations, more diplomatic field, there are also some opportunities within the government here. Recruiters is another way through which you could find your new opportunity, whether it's part-time or full-time job. Recruiters are kind of middlemen between those that look for jobs and the companies that need new people. So basically, they bring the company and the candidate together. They have their own website. So when you click on any one of these, you will have a current position listed, positions that they are hiring for. So recruiters, it is not the best way to do it. There is a little bit of time, there is a middleman, but it is also an effective way to find new roles, new position that might fit really your profile. So recruiters is another way of getting in. Traineeship programs. Traineeship programs, they are unique programs, and they are designed for those that are about to graduate or just graduated. So the diploma or your degree is one of the requirements, but also bachelor's degree and having completed that program is enough for you to join the traineeship. Traineeship, it is a pathway to employment because companies will hire you as a trainee that is kind of being molded by that company to meet their needs, which means they hire you, and over the course of 12 or 18 months, they will work with you very closely in a rotational system, which means they will place you in different departments so you can learn and understand what the organization is all about, what do they focus, how do they work, what their operations look like, and you will be learning again under the guidance of someone who will make sure that you understand their processes and ways of doing business. And at those 12 or 18 months of traineeship, many companies actually have an opportunity for you to get certified. So it's a learning and working along the way. At the end, there could be a requirement that you need to pass the certification. So they will take care of everything. And when you close that program, 99% of the time, that trainee is offered a full-time job in the company. This is a big investment for the company into a student or fresh graduate. So as long as you stick with the whole pipeline, it's almost a guarantee that you will stay working with the company. There are many different companies that offer the a traineeship program. The big one is AB InBev. They have 4, and they have 4 at the global level. So it's not only in Czech Republic. Coca-Cola has fantastic programs. Unilever, L'Oreal, Novartis, SAP. Although it's you also need to understand that even if the company is a tech company, for example, like SAP, they still have other functions, right? They have marketing departments, they have HR department, they have procurement, logistics. So you don't need to be applying for tech roles, but you can apply for a traineeship, for example, in a finance department. Just because it's a tech company doesn't mean that you would not have a chance to get in, because there is many different functions that you can support, right? Johnson & Johnson has wonderful also for traineeship programs. And when I send you the document, they're listed in details, and they're also linked to it. So you can click on it and then get all the details. What you need to be careful with this one, they are quite often set up. So when you finish the degree, and usually we finish at the end of May, early June, at that time, probably they will be hiring, which means by the summer, you should be onboarded and you should be working on that traineeship role. The time takes process. It is the process takes some time. It is a selective system. And therefore, the applications usually for these traineeships, they open up as early as October to be onboarded then by summer. Project-based and applied learning. I am a firm believer in experiential learning, and therefore I have also invested some time in exploring some opportunities for experiential learning, which means it is learning a lot outside of the classroom, quite often outside of UNYP in the international space. It is a guided learning, but it's hands-on learning where you mix together or combine the theory with the practical part. Demola, I have currently 10 students participating in Demola program. It's a Finnish program that actually brings students and companies together. The companies have some kind of problem to solve, or they want you to anticipate a problem that could occur in the future, and they want you to work on it. So it's a student working under the Demola facilitator, solving the problem for the companies. This is a fantastic way not only to develop your skills, your critical thinking, work ethics, you work in international teams, you still have a guidance. So you are pointed in the right direction. You are challenged. But that also can be, the program actually runs on semestral basis. So it's 1 semester. There are regular meetings. They happen mostly during the weekend. And at the end, you have to pitch your results of that project that you've solved or worked on to a committee. This is a way for you to be noticed if you really come up with a unique idea, and you can be hired on by the company for whose problem you are working on. Does that make sense? So it still can be a pathway to employment, but there is, so much learning that happens along the way that even if that doesn't happen at the end, that you are not able to work for that company, the learning that happened is absolutely invaluable. There are other programs, for example, Matoni Eagles. Matoni company puts every spring semester a nice competition on. So they bring 15 or 20 selective students that again work on new creative ideas. So it's an innovation project, and these students have a way to spend a few weeks working together in international groups, again, under the company's supervision, in this case, directly Matoni. And, it's again for these companies building their talent pipeline. By doing so, by allowing you to come in there, you have a way to showcase your skills, your abilities, and they have kind of a chance at acquiring new talent for their companies. So all these companies basically are set up, and this project are set up a certain way. It's building up their talent pipeline, and you getting your foot in the door. Company open days. Lots of corporations over here, they do have big open days, which means they open the organization to students or those that are interested to participate in a one-day kind of, it's a one-day adventure where you get a chance to tour the campus, see where they are located, what the campus looks like, what the benefits actually in those companies, what do they look like. They will basically introduce the company to you. They will give you a presentation. They will again share what the current openings are there, what are their needs, what they are looking for. And many of them work in different stations where you can have your CV reviewed by an employee of the company. You can have a mock interview with the representative from the company. You can apply for a position in another section with another employee. So it's really a one day full of learning, but also an opportunity to meet important people in important places, making yourself visible and leaving that CV behind. It's all about your presence, making an impression and being memorable. So this is a perfect way for you to gain that visibility in a professional space. VML, Coca-Cola VML is marketing company. We had a class of interns. So the students came in, spent again one day at a VML campus, and they were working on a very specific marketing project. And after that, they kind of evaluated and ranked these projects from the quality perspective. And also the students were selected based on the quality of the work they produced, which is really nice because sometimes you send a CV in, but they don't know who you are. They didn't see you. Over here, I like the approach because it's almost backwards. They give you a chance to come yourself in person. They can talk to you. They can see you. They can see you in action. They can see you how you interact. They can see you interacting. They can see you working in teams. And then, at the end, you can again fall into the pool of the selected candidates. VML was looking to hire about 10 interns starting this spring. Conferences and job fairs. There are really nice conferences and job fairs or expos over here. And why they are important, just maybe I don't even tell you why it is important, but everything in Prague really happens through networking and connection. Not in Prague, it really happens in such fashion everywhere. It is very important to get out there. It's good for your visibility, but this is where you meet your people. Nothing happens in isolation. I know it's scary, sometimes it's hard, you don't want to do it yourself, but that's actually your chance at finding your dream job, meeting that one person that can open that door for you. Startup night in Prague, once a year, all the universities, university students here in Prague, they come together and they have a day full of startup activities. Future Youth Board is also a very nice conference. This year it was focused 100% on Gen Z and how you integrate yourself in the world of innovation. JobSpin Expo is actually a really nice job fair because it is also focused on international students and candidates, those that don't speak language. Czech or Slovak language. Career Expo Praha is a really nice big expo that is held every year at the O2 Universum. It's a really huge event. It's a 2-day event, lots of opportunities, lots of companies. And not only that, these expos are changing to the point that you really will have time with the hiring body. You can really turn in your CV, have a conversation, exchange a LinkedIn account, and continue the conversation even afterwards. So there are many ways through which you can really gain a valuable contact and become a memorable with the decision makers, basically, in the companies. And UNYP Career Expo, I have already mentioned that, but because it's falling to the same category, I put it here. And again, it's coming up April 14th for 3 days, last day job fair. And what do we have? What else do we have here? There are, so here I focus on the institutions within European unions that have lots of opportunities. They are a little bit more regulated, guided. They do have some specific requirements, but it is also a nice way for you to maybe get that short internship in the EU space, EU Commission, and there are other organizations that fall into that category. I just mentioned a couple of them over here. Europass. Europass is a portal. It's your European portal where you create your account, and on that account, or you create your profile that is shareable across all EU countries. For example, if you are looking for a job in Netherlands, you create your profile, you put your CV, your motivation letter in there, and you can start your search within the EU kind of boundaries. There is a job portal right over there, so you will have an opportunity to see what is open, what's available, how to apply for it. Because you have your CV and everything uploaded in there, you basically share your entire profile, one link with the party that you are interested to work with. This is also a safe way to do it. You know, it is not scam. You won't be taken advantage of. This is audited and controlled, highly controlled. This Europass profile can also hold your certification in it, your education in it, your edit certification to your diploma, for example, if you acquire it, and also if you participate in international internship. There is a special form. It's called Europass Mobility, and it's a document that will prove to anybody who you are trying to apply for that you did perform that international internship. It is an official document that states every detail of it, who was responsible, what you did, and it's signed, confirmed that you actually did work in the EU. We can, of course, talk a lot more when you come and see me next. Volunteering. I love volunteering. I love volunteering because it can get you in real fast. Everybody loves volunteers. I would recommend you do the research on the volunteering organization. These are kind of approved, well-known, officially established, so they are safe. And it's easy to get into them, but also it can allow you to be part of something that you feel passionate about. It is also a very good step to something new. It's a step to maybe meeting new people that can offer new opportunities. There is so much learning can happen through a different party. You just need to get out there and you need to meet that party that can offer that extra next step or further step. GlobSec Forum, it is one of the largest actually conferences put over here or held in Prague last year, and also this coming year in 2026 it will be held in Prague over here. It is a largest conference on security, European security, the global security and stability. So it might not apply to you and your field of study. However, as a volunteering opportunity, it is a fantastic source for you. I am in touch with the lady who is actually currently hiring for these interns. They need to apply for that volunteering position, and it's in May, but they are already starting the process right now. As they said, it's on the 21st, but they will really need you to be ready to start on the May 18th. They will give you all the training, so you will be prepared. You will know what to do. If you are interested, because it's large, it's big, it's global, it can really deliver on many valuable outcomes for you. And student networks. Are you guys, did you find any groups for yourself here in Prague to be part of? Just yourself, something that you feel passionate about. Are you meeting only students from UNYP, or are you venturing out, kind of that you have that adventurous cell in yourself? Are you part of any groups? No? Okay, so here is just a couple of them. Many of them are European Union based. Some of them are global. There is so much more than just this. You can just Google Student International Network Prague, and you can find. I believe that everybody can find that right space for themselves. Erasmus student networks, they also offer internships. They are actually very valuable, interesting, different length, different focus in EU and also in Prague. We do have a Prague office. ISEC, Czech Republic, same thing. They heavily focus also on international internships. And all of these are basically just the resources for you to find the community, for example, scholarships. So these last three resources, they hold information on many possible scholarships for the university student based on for example, countries that you come from. There are special grant and special funds created by different companies or the different countries or the individuals from those countries who are supporting the citizens of that country. So it was really nice to find. I did a quick search, so I believe there is a lot more, but you can actually Google or ChatGPT the student international networks, put scholarship, and you can find lots of results on that particular on the scholarships. Just perfect. I know it's a lot. It's a lot to remember. It's a lot to kind of comprehend during a 45-minute session. But I just wanted you to know that there are ways, and I can help you to get started in Prague if you are interested. But I cannot chase the students. I sit on Belgická on the third floor. You can schedule a meeting or an appointment with me. It is a 45 minutes, only your time, one-on-one session. So far, I can still be taking one-on-one appointments, so take advantage of it. Any questions? Now it's your turn. I know it's a lot, you are overwhelmed, but just ask, shoot. Yes.
How does it work, the Erasmus internship with school?
If you want to go on Erasmus internship, you have to be on student status. The school is the only body that can confirm that you are a student, right? So schools have ability to get Erasmus funds directly. So we will fund it, we will calculate it, what the exchange would look like, how long it is, what are the terms and conditions, and then you will receive the funds precisely calculated per each month. It's almost like a salary based on the country where you are going to, right? We also partner up with 2 different organizations. So if you come to me that you found a great opportunity for international internship and you would like to spend summer working in space, in space. Oh, you want to be in space? In Spain? In Spain, we can look at the resources that are available to us. I also have the resources, the links where you can look for it. Or you can find your own company. If you have someone that you know in Spain and they would like to take you for the internship over the summer, that international internship over the summer, it has to be though linked to your studies. So this program is still support your education and your experiences, but still they have to relate to what you study, right? So if you are a linguist, I cannot send you to space through Erasmus Plus program, just kidding. But you know what I'm saying, right? Some students really like and prefer to have their own company that they find outside. Basically, we have to find a way to communicate with the company. Company has to agree to take you on. Once this is done, everything else happens here in-house and with the third party that helps us administer these programs. It takes time. It takes on average, just to be sure, I'm being a little bit conservative, 2 months. So if you want to work, let's say in May, as soon as you finish, or June 1, I would recommend that we would look into it like March, just to be sure. So you are also not stressed out that not everything happens during your finals or your midterms or just right before the time when you would like to travel and everybody just scrambles at that point. Give yourself time. Any more?
Mm-hmm. So I can only, for the student visa, I can only work part-time, right?
Yes, 20 hours a week. Correct. It's a good start.
You said for traineeships, it has to be once you graduate?
Correct. Yes. With the traineeships, the requirement is a diploma. So they want you to have at least a bachelor's degree, right?
Yeah.
For example, if you finish in June and you know that you will graduate in June, the process for the traineeship starts already almost like a whole academic year before. They start in October or let's say November when they start hiring. You can already apply and you should apply in October or November for the traineeship that will take place in July and August, because you will graduate in June and you will have that degree. They just need to know that when you will be applying, you will tell them that you are about to graduate and your date of graduation is, let's say, June 7, which means you can be onboarded July 1st, for example.
So like I'm in a master's program here, so I have my bachelor's.
Okay.
It's still the same thing.
So here is the thing. When you start a traineeship, it is like full-time job. If your master right now is part-time, right? Possibly it could work. However, you would have to find a way how to really manage a full-time job with your weekend school, which is possible. I mean, it could be possible, but I think that you have a school on Fridays, right?
No, I have school Monday through Thursday.
Okay. So you have like 4 weekdays.
Yeah.
Some programs are set up that you go to school only on weekend, so then they can work actually participate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else? You know where to find me? Okay, yes.
I have a question. For fields like psychology, which it's a little bit more difficult to find opportunity, then what would you recommend if we have like a bachelor's or we don't have the clinical?
Right, right. So psychology, but okay, let's talk about two different things. There is a clinical psychology, right, which is highly regulated field. If you want to be in a healthcare and work as a clinical psychologist, that's one thing. Then there is a different path that you can work as a psychology student or a psychology graduate in the areas of marketing, corporations, in, for example, HR department and things like that, right? So if you want to pursue a clinical psychology, I would recommend that you make sure that you know where you want to be doing that, right? Because, for example, over here, in order to provide the counseling services and work as an independent certified counselor, you have to have a license, certifications, and all of those need to be passed in Czech language. If you don't have language skill, it is very hard to pass that, right? So that's the credential. It's very hard to obtain if you don't have a language skill. Also, I know that Prague is a big international city, but still your largest customer base would be Czech customers, right? Or Czech patients. So when it comes to clinical piece, it is really hard sometimes because the language is the greatest barrier, and then the credentialing requirements too. But if you finish your psychology degree, you can easily join, for example, a corporate world. You can work in large international companies, marketing, because you understand really well the human behavior. In the marketing area, they really like to work with psychology students. HR as well. Talent sourcers, understanding, because you have that different understanding of human being and its behavior. Psychologists are very successful as talent sourcers working in HR department, or they also work for recruitment companies. So recruitment companies actually like to hire psychology students precisely because the knowledge that you have upon the graduation.
Wondering, since you said that to provide counseling services, you have to have this license, but UNYP has the counseling center.
But you provide well-being services. You don't provide clinical services. So there is the difference. You can maybe sit in the office and talk to someone maybe about a smaller degree of a problem. If it becomes like a clinical, almost a treatment in that, and you don't have credentials for it, then you cannot. Well-being and clinical aspects are very different fields. Yeah, but I'd love to, when we finish this, I'd love to revisit our conversation about that. That would be great. So you can share your experience with me.
So if I have a psychology degree, I can still go for like these traineeships and all of this, right? I don't need it to be.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. And the traineeships are fantastic because you need to have only degree. They don't care what kind of degree you have, whether it's a medical degree, it's a psychology degree, it's a business degree. The condition is having a degree. That's the only requirement they have.
And how competitive are they? Like the traineeships? Like, is it really difficult to get one? Or?
It is a selective process, right? So you need to demonstrate your skills and talent maybe in a little bit different way. It is not a volunteering option. You walk in, you got it. Yes, it is competitive. You will have other people to compete with, and you will be going through a regular selection process. Sometimes it takes, like, for example, AB InBev, they have it staged into 6 phases, and each phase is different, and they test a little bit different skills in each phase throughout that process.
Makes sense. Thank you. Anybody else? Question?
When is startup night and future youth port?
Well, we would have the Future Youth Port just happened 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And I will have to check. I didn't check the date, so I apologize. Maybe we can quickly Google the date.
It's 25th November, so it happened like 3 days ago, startup time. So I guess the next one will be next year.
Okay.
And future youth.
Some events like that could happen like twice a year in each semester. So let's say fall semester and could be something in spring. So, but really, we just have to click on the link and then see and review it.
Yeah, the future youth port happened November 13th, but they haven't announced the one for next year yet.
You mentioned there's a document with all the links.
Yes.
How will it be possible if we can maybe get that to be able to?
I will email it to you
Oh.
as soon as I get to the office.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I have, do you have
Yes.
of registrations?
Have you guys all put in your Airtable registration? Is there anybody who hasn't and wants to give? Okay, so then I can
Maybe
take your email.
before we depart, would you just mind writing your name and email address for me so I know exactly? And we will be posting it. This will be again prepared in a little bit different way, and it will be available to all the students at UNYP. But since you came, you will be rewarded by receiving it immediately. But of course, this is prepared for everybody, every student at UNYP.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you.
Oh, thank you, guys. Was this helpful? Did you get at least the gist of what's possible, and then we can dig maybe